Welcome to Sexplanations. I'm Dr. Lindsey Doe, clinical sexologist.
I'm Mr. Kristofer, professional daddy.
And I'm Amp, a puppy.
These two host an amazing show called What's the Safe Word, which I plug all the time because they cover a lot of topics which I don't always reach out to. Today, I'm bringing them 2 sexplanations to answer 4 of your BDSM kinky questions. Ready?
She lured us in with a puppy.
Yeah.
This is a real puppy, a bio puppy.
You're so
A real puppy.
and tentative, and you don't trust me whatsoever, but you're being very nice.
It's awesome.
I mean, yes, I'm very ready.
Okay, so first, tell them a little bit more about Pro Daddy and Puppy.
Pro daddy. I don't know if I'm really pro daddy. I'm just known as Amp's daddy on What's the Safe Word.
Like a casual daddy.
I'm a casual pro daddy.
Like a cool mom,
Yeah.
but a daddy.
but what did cool daddy say? He's a cool daddy?
Yes.
Yeah, like a pro mom. Anyway.
Okay.
That answer? I don't know that you answered the question.
The 2 of you have a relationship
Yes.
where the dynamic is persona of daddy, who is a lover partner, to a persona of puppy.
Who is a submissive, not as dominant, but just as aggressive partner.
We practice solo polyamory, so it's not boyfriend or that kind of one-on-one relationship. We both have our own lives and we enjoy it, and we're there to support each other.
Open about what we do, how we do it. We have our own YouTube channel where we talk about these different dynamics that can exist within the kink and BDSM realm, but we do so in a fun, somewhat crazy at times, approachable way, and we're never monetized, so that's not surprising though.
So patreon.com/what'sthesafeword. Have you ever had to explain that?
What?
Your dynamic.
Not lately.
We've done it before, but we don't do it tons because a lot of people are either jump into it and are like, wait, is that his actual dad? Oh, no, it's not. And then they get it.
All body types enjoy urethral sounding.
Yes. Regardless of AMAB or AFAB, regardless of what your body is experiencing, whether you have a prostate or not, you can enjoy urethral sounding, whether it's stimulating up here, because some people are super, super turned on by that whole dynamic of sounding up here and down there, or you just enjoy the pleasure down there. I think that every kind of body and person can enjoy that to a certain degree. For me, I'm absolutely
never.
It's I don't do needles well, I don't do blood drawing well, and so sounding is that same sensation where like something is going into my body that I'm not really okay with, and it makes me super uncomfortable, and I have nothing but love for people who enjoy it, but I'm just like, it makes me tense up, which is not a fun, pleasurable feeling.
Okay, so can one of you 2 tell them what sounding is?
So sounding is when you take medical grade metal rods.
Or silicone.
Yes. And then with the proper lube, you go down the urethra.
I'm enjoying this. I'm like, that looks
So
good.
I've done it a lot on males. And what's interesting about it is that you can, with the right instrument, get in there and touch inside and make them orgasm.
Tickle the prostate.
Tickle the prostate.
Massage the prostate.
Yes.
Fun.
And so,
So do you like it?
I do in context. Like if it's during a scene and it's being done to me and it's kind of against my will because I like slave master power exchange. Yeah. I like it. I actually don't know if I like the sensation of my prostate being hit because it feels like I have to pee over and over. And I'm not sure that I get enjoyment out of that. But I do, so I guess I do, but I don't know if I do. Does that make sense?
I haven't done it, and I don't have any knowledge or experience of people with a vulva and sounding.
That. Yeah.
Stay curious.
It's a great question.
Video's up right there.
I don't know. That's a good one.
Okay, next question.
Okay.
How can I tell my girl I'm kinda like scat?
I'm kinda into scat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Play this episode and be like, hey, that was me.
Well, scat is someone who enjoys defecating on someone.
Poop play.
Poop play.
Correct.
Poop, which not a lot of people are into, but actually a lot of people are. But they've never
A lot
met
and not a lot.
There is a societal like taboo around the things that come out of your body.
Because
so
it's
like
dirty.
Yeah. So like poop and urine are 2 taboos that a lot of people just can't get into because it's
I'm not sure I understand.
Ooh, Siri is very
included
confused.
is very, very confused by scat play.
So Siri, this is what scat play. So how would you introduce it to your partner? Slowly. So like any kink that you're exploring and you want to bring your partner on board, make it fun and interesting and don't overwhelm them right off.
Yeah. Don't make it, you have to do this because I need it and it's something you have to do. It's something you get to do with me because I enjoy it and I trust you enough to do that. But at the same time, there are ways to simulate or do scat play in such a way that is a bit more manageable. So I know that some people can do like sulfur or charcoal pills will actually make that kind of bowel movement easier to manage. And there's also a segment of the ABDL community, the adult baby diaper lovers that are into diapers, that will actually put like a banana enema up their back end to have a simulated bowel movement. And that can be a way that not only gives you some potassium, but that allows you to experience that sensation without actually having poop.
I was going to say more incorporate dirty talk when you're at a heightened sense of arousal.
Get some role play in there.
And introduce the topic slowly while you're aroused. Both of you are aroused. And that's interesting too.
On me.
Exactly. Right when they're about to come.
I'm happy to model it for you.
Shit on me. I would do anything for you.
I think the person who asked this question also wrote in it that he'll go down on his partner and kind of linger, hoping maybe that the person will fart or like have to poop or something.
Well, I was going to say farting is actually a good introductory because society has taught us that we're supposed to be embarrassed of such things as farting and we close the bathroom door when you're taking your dump. Those taboo subjects, you have to make your partner aware that you're not so against.
Just don't trust the shark. That is my, don't trust the...
Or cross your fingers and hope it's a shark.
That's what they're looking for. What are you talking about?
Communicate that you're about to trust the shark, maybe? Communication is still key, regardless.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah, put the shark on your want list.
Put the shark out there.
What is the current state of the legality of kink, BDSM, etc.? Do you know the laws?
The legality in the U.S.?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question that I don't actually have a specific answer to. I know that there are gray areas where like partners can, if you can't prove consent, it's kind of...
Well, every state and every community is bound by what are called decency laws. Like in the state of Texas up until 89 or even 94, you couldn't own more than 3 dildos.
There are places where there's still illegal to sell.
Right. So it's actually an obscenity law, and it's very loosely structured and not worded, and anyone could probably take you to court over it. Like if they thought you were harming a child or something, they could take you to court over your proclivities. And then it's up to you to defend it. We see BDSM, 50 Shades of Grey, that kind of movies becoming mainstream. I think that taboo has kind of been taken away.
A little bit.
A little. I think people can still have children removed from their homes, and they're definitely treated differently. I don't know the legalities around it. If only there was a YouTube channel that covered that kind of...
Someone should make that. It would probably get fully demonetized, age restricted at times that are unfair and held to a higher standard than even the family-friendly channels, but it's a great idea, Lindsey.
That's a good thing to research because I am not clear on what the law says you can do consensually.
I love questions like this because it shows, hopefully, that people who study this, we still don't know everything.
And we take lots for granted because we live in this bubble where we live our life openly doing BDSM, and we live in a very liberal community, so we don't think about it a lot, but it could be taken away. I mean, England had several cases in the last decade where even play parties were shut down and people were prosecuted.
Oh yeah, showing certain things in pornography.
Even some porn, You couldn't show some bondage or urinating on people because it was indecent. There's lots of, pardon the pun, embrace the pun, there's lots of shades of gray with legalities around kink, which is ironic, but also very sad. I
think the last question, what recent research has been done into kink, its community, and practitioners?
Ooh, research. Like we're strapped down and studied.
I love
that's kind of hot. I like that. Can I volunteer? Like I'd be a lab rat?
I love this kink.
Can I be in a cage?
Some recent studies I've looked into is like sexting and how that affects relationships. That has been really interesting, watching kind of the digital age and how it's being affected, as well as like how sex workers are being censored and deplatformed from a lot of what would be considered family-friendly social medias like Instagram, Twitter, and how that's negatively affecting.
You're doing the research.
Not only, well, I'm doing
You're
the receipts.
At this point, we're just documenting your research
It's
right
not
now.
the good kind of experimenting too. I'm not even getting like sexual pleasure out of this. But a lot of sex negative, at least studies are being held only because we are losing platforms systemically, like over and over again. You know, these people that are trying to be sex positive or trying to do sex education are being censored or removed or shadow banned. And it's not fun or nice, but it is a real world ramification of sex negative policies like Sesta Fosta that drive all sex work off of platforms in the name of saving sex workers or making a safer community, when in fact they're just deplatforming people that are trying to do sex work ethically and putting them on the streets, which is even more dangerous. Yay. Sorry, that was a really dark question to end on. I'm sorry, Lindsay. Go back to the
cages and the bullets.
Make a pun, go.
Urethra sounding.
Yeah. You're going to be pissed at the end of that answer. Sorry to rain on your parade. Did we bring it back?
You did. Let's see if I have any BDSM kink questions.
Okay. Hit me.
How do you feel about people using the word kink to just cover something that they like, but isn't necessarily...
I'm fine with it. No, not necessarily what? It's not kinky?
Like if I said, oh, eating is my kink.
Okay.
That's not sexual,
well, it can be.
per se.
My take on kinks and fetishes is so long as you're not dehumanizing someone in such a way that's not consensual or is not hurting them and harming them, that it's all good. And you're communicating and having consent in whatever play you do. Generally, I'm okay with your kink.
But if I'm just taking your word
and using it
to just like
folding laundry is my kink.
Yeah.
Yeah. See that I don't know.
I mean, if you're folding my laundry and you're getting off,
actually, I kind of bet it's my kink. That's hot. Fold my laundry.
Wasn't I folding your socks the other night?
Yeah, it was hot. I loved it.
Oh, that's what I thought you meant.
I don't know.
You two are so lovely.
As long as what you're talking about is kinky, yes.
And not harming anyone, and is still legal. I think they're
But I always think of that as a given. So
yeah, but even then, you have to state that, or someone online is going to be like, "Oh, they're enabling this kink, which is super dangerous and harmful."
Folding laundry,
like folding laundry,
so dangerous.
Washer explodes.
Okay, one last question.
Okay.
What are you curious about around BDSM kink and?
Ooh,
personally,
on topic, the ramifications of sex negative legislation and the fact that we are driving sex education off of platforms that are accessible and not supplementing it with actual comprehensive sex education, and how that affects our youth, our teens, even our adults who don't understand how sex works. I'm really curious about that.
Are you running for a political position?
No, I mean, my nudes are online. I don't think that I would get attacked.
Or you would get voted for.
Can your nudes leak if you posted them yourself?
No. And I think that the up and coming generations are almost going to expect that that's what they want from their leaders, is somebody who is proud of their body.
Yeah, I mean, and I leak my nudes because, you know, I monetized and made money off of that because I'm comfortable with my body. But I guess that's another study I'd love to know is like, how does like that kind of culture affect someone's psyche? Being sex positive, being body positive, and just being open and honest about like what you're into. Because I'm pretty much an open book when it comes to sex. Like, how does that affect our culture?
Amp 2020.
Yeah.
That's a little, don't I have to be like 35 to run?
No.
So I can't
No,
run?
you can be a senator.
2020. What about you, Daddy?
So I'm into power exchange dynamics. While I identify as gay, I've actually been very curious lately about submitting to a female and what that would be like.
Wait, you're gay?
I'm
out. Nope.
So that would be the next level that I haven't tried yet.
Fun. What about you, Lindsay?
I'm so curious about everything.
Are you curious about that jail cell?
Are you just curious, or do you explore
or that St. Andrew's cross?
I'm curious about statistics around how common it is. Like, how many people are into this? How many people are practicing this? How many people are using safe words? I just, Or which safe words,
well,
right?
It's kind of interesting because I teach a class called Kink 101, Society Acceptable BDSM. A heavy massage can be like BDSM. And I give an example of going to get a foot massage. And I was taken into this room. A hot washcloth went over my eyes. Sensory deprivation right there. I was leaned back in a chair and my feet were put in scalding hot water with no warning. I had no idea it was coming.
Temperature play.
Woke up just like, whew. Then they started pounding my legs with rubber mallets. I'm like, impact play. I'm like, and the room was full of people doing this, but it's being accepted as a foot massage.
Oh my goodness.
That's a huge aspect of BDSM. BDSM is all about trust. It's all about waking you up and getting that endorphin rush when you're having a moment and someone slaps your face to trigger you out of it. The second that happens, you wake up, you forget about your laundry, you forget about your chores, you forget about everything else, and you're there, you're centered, you're like, what just happened? That's
See?
BDSM.
More than I'm curious about.
Stay curious.
Yeah. On the count of three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stay curious.
You can go inside and hit the prostate, which makes them, I'm sorry, do I smell?
She doesn't like sounding.
So you don't like sounding, I get it.